Hi everyone, it's Sunday night, the 19th of July and day 201 of Living the Dream. I can't believe I'm already past day 200 and I'm now marching towards day 365. It's been 6.5 months that I've been doing these video recordings. Man, oh man, how time's flying by. Anyway, here's what I wrote down for my power statement for this morning. I will make my Sunday a day of relaxation and of sharpening the saw so that I'll be ready to hit the ground running come Monday morning. Well, let me show you what I had to do. My to-do list today was very simple. There it is for Sunday. Number 1, number 2, number 3 all highlighted yellow, and then accounts and emails and checking. Done. Bam. Got those done. My number 1 most important task for today was, of course, to sharpen my saw, period. That's exactly what I did. It was great. And my fun task for today was to watch a video on YouTube about the mind and what a thought is. Remember, I had set one of my goals at the Christmas Eve, the New Year's Eve party, and came home. I had finished my goal, and one of them was to increase my intellect and to study into the mind and what thought is. And here I am doing them and doing that all year long. So exciting. My exciting task was to watch a fun movie with Kathleen and just enjoy some quiet time together. Like I said last night, I'm looking forward to Monday, absolutely, but I didn't focus on that today. I worked hard to keep my mind from going there as best I could because I just wanted to take in today as a day of rest and relaxation and prepare my mind for the upcoming week, and that's exactly what I did. The next thing that Croy says to do and consider is to get honest with yourself. What didn't go well today, Marty? In other words, what can I do better? What did I do well? What am I grateful for? Well, this is what can I do better. This is to get honest. Did I wake up early and start strong? I did today, even for a Sunday, 7 o'clock. Did you start your morning with power? Yes. Were you productive throughout your day? Sharpening the saw, strengthening the mind? Absolutely. Did you get the most important thing done? Did you move your goal of what thought is, my mind, and how minds work? I did that goal. Did you show up as the person you wanted to show up today? Yes. How about personal time? The whole day with Kathleen was fantastic. I was present for her and she was present for me. In summary of these get honest with yourself questions, I always ask, were you honest with yourself today about your tasks, Marty? Did you keep your commitments and promises that you made to yourself this morning? Well, I promised myself that I would do this, relax. And that's what I did today. I kept my promise to myself. So bam, done. Way to go, Marty. The next question is, what movies did you watch in your mind today, Marty? Did you make time for them? And were there any new movies that your two amigos put on the screen of your mind during your day today? In other words, did you make time for any new movies? And if so, what were they about? Well, I always watch my Fab 5 movies, of course, during my mindfulness time. And so I'm always going to the movies every morning for a short little time. But today, after my mindfulness time and my win the morning, win the day routine was all done and I finished breakfast and that, I focused on sharpening my saw. So I just relaxed with Kathleen and doing those things that were fun and exciting that I had on my list for today. That's all I did. Check. Next, Corey asked, was there anything that didn't go well today, Marty? In other words, was there one thing that you could have done better that you can make going forward? It will make all the difference. And especially if you do this one thing, even if it goes sideways, you'll still feel like it's a success and that you've accomplished something great. If so, what would that one thing be? And if so, write it down as your power statement for tomorrow morning. Well, in reflecting on this, I wrote down the following power statement for tomorrow morning. I will launch my Facebook follow-up ad to get my 10 participants. Boom, that's just a simple task. But there's a lot involved in thinking about that and how that'll work throughout the week, tweaking, and so forth. Next, I asked myself this question, which came up early on in my video journaling. I said this, were there any mistakes or failures that I had or made today that I can turn into a tool of success? I've been building up my tool success box with all these tools of success that came from failures and mistakes. It's been great. Well, because today was such a quiet day of simply relaxing, I didn't have a chance to fail actually. So no, I succeeded doing pretty much nothing. The next question is, was there in my day, what was your biggest success for today, Marty? In other words, what did you do well today? My biggest success today was being able to focus on sharpening my saw, period, and not on what was coming up tomorrow and getting all that stress and things and going. Just calm down, just relax, sharpen the saw. The next step of my end of the day success routine is to rate my day's effort today, and so I gave today a 9. I gave it a 9 because I relaxed at the speed of 9. I didn't feel the pressure to do anything big whatsoever today. I pretty much did what I set out to do. sharpening and sharpen my saw. So bam, done. Okay, I want to end the day strong. Here's what I'm grateful for today. I'm grateful for the principle that says there are seeds of self-destruction in all of us, and they will bear only unhappiness if we allow them to grow. In other words, we're in charge of those seeds. A while back in this video journaling that I did, I shared the example about the patch of dirt that I had next to my garage of a home I owned many years ago. It was a house that was owned by a horticulturist who was a professor at a University of Utah. I learned that he grew beautiful rose bushes and exotic flowers in this patch of dirt for many years. Then he got old and it came into a disrepair and a weed patch, and after a few other owners bought the home, sold the home, bought the home, I bought the home. I often ask folks this question, having experienced this: what would happen if this patch of dirt that if I rototiller it and then just let it sit there? What would happen if I didn't do anything for that patch of dirt? Well, of course, the answer is that it would become a patch of huge, ugly weeds. And that's because the weed seeds are always in the dirt. They're already there. That's the way of the earth, unless we take charge of what that earth is supposed to grow and what we want it to grow. The same is true of each of us. The only way to assure that that patch of dirt by my garage and the patch of dirt called our brain will grow beautiful plants and flowers and beautiful beneficial dreams is to cultivate them and plant in them the kind of seeds that grow into what it is we want to have and enjoy. Period. That's what this little principle is saying. We are in charge of the kind of seeds that ultimately grow in our minds. I have to show you this. It's just a little picture to show. We cultivate what grows in our mind. We're in charge. Next, I'm grateful for the law of personality. This law says that we have traits in our personality. There's the seed that we often consider to be harmless. And then suddenly, once we learn the laws of success, we are made to realize that they are actually sabotaging any opportunity we have to succeed or to achieve our true potential. When our automobile malfunctions, it can only be repaired after a mechanic has determined the cause of the trouble, right? When you are ill, you can only be made healthy again after a physician has diagnosed your sickness through its signs and symptoms. But what's interesting with human beings is that you can be a failure all your life, and no one would be able to help you simply because you have managed to camouflage the reasons you are failing, often unconsciously, even from yourself. Getting honest with ourselves is the key. That's the first step to success. Next, I'm grateful for the newscast gentleman whose name was David Brinkley. He said this: a successful man is one who can lay a firm foundation with the bricks that others throw at him. Isn't that great? That's a terrific thought. Having this kind of thick skin and being comfortable in our own skin is part of living the dream, don't you think? This is a great thought to end the day on, and so I'll be back here tomorrow night at my laptop continuing my video journal to business alignment. But until then, I wish all of you continued success. Good night.